Kristi Noem, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Secretary, joins me now. Great to see you, Madam Secretary. Let's talk about that. Drugs coming from, specifically, I'm curious about Canada. We often hear about it from Mexico, but these tariffs were not just on Mexico, they were also on Canada. So what type of drug flow are we actually seeing from Canada?
You know, we still do have issues with Canada, and they've been making some progress on their actions and partnering with us to address what we see with this poison coming into our country. They have recently appointed a fentanyl czar that will focus on this issue, but we're asking for more opportunities to partner with them on technology at the border, screening of individuals and shipments that come across the border, and we want access to their criminal background investigation and their information on people that cross that border, so we really know, are they criminals? What have they done in the past? Are they trafficking drugs? And what can we do to stop them before they come into this country and sell it off and distribute it to the rest of our population? So, you know, Canada in the past has talked about partnering with us, but we've seen very little action as far as substance. And that's really what we're looking for in order to get relief from these tariffs that President Trump has put forward.
Okay, I want to talk to you about these two ICE employees. On Friday, you announced that you'd found two ICE employees who were leaking information about incoming DHS raids on illegal immigrants, criminal illegal immigrants. There's also the news that you announced, and I think it's already begun, polygraph testing people within ICE, within various departments of DHS. Were these two individuals that you found leaking information, did you find them through the process of administering polygraphs?
Well, I won't talk about each specific case, but what I will tell you is that we have been utilizing polygraphs for 3 weeks now, and that we do have two DHS employees that are on administrative leave, and they're going to be facing consequences for what they've done to leak these operations. So they could face up to 10 years in federal prison for what they've done. And what they've done is, by leaking the information on these ops, is they put law enforcement lives in jeopardy. So we've got a lot of tools. I've got a lot of authorities under DHS. I'm going to use every single one of them to stop these leakers and make sure that they face significant consequences for what they're doing. They're jeopardizing our national security. They're hurting the lives of people who are just trying to enforce the law. And so I'm thankful that we've talked about these two, but I've got several more that will be revealed here soon. And I hope they're an example to everybody else within this federal government that President Trump is enforcing the law. For the first time, we have a president that cares what the laws are in this country, and he's going to enforce them. And he's giving us the tools that we need to make sure that we can follow through on it and people face consequences who break the law.
Really quickly, as a couple of follow-ups, how many more do you expect you'll be announcing that you've found out were leaking these plans?
You know, we've got 2 or 3 more that I think within the next week we'll be able to announce. But, these are all cases, and they're criminal cases. And we're working through how our processes work with employees within the Department of Homeland Security. But, Will, I think every cabinet member is being very aggressive on this. But in the Department of Homeland Security, this is a life or death thing that they're doing by jeopardizing these operations out there on the ground of ICE law enforcement, and not just the ICE individuals. We partner every day with other agencies, with the FBI, the Department of Justice, with local law enforcement, state law enforcement. They're jeopardizing all of those individuals when they go out there and compromise this information.
No doubt. Really quickly, Madam Secretary, I know you don't want to share the names, and you didn't want to share whether or not you use polygraphs, the process through which this investigation you found them. Is there anything you can share with me about any commonalities between these leakers? Like, what drives them? Are they ideologues? Do they believe in illegal immigration? Like, why are they doing this?
Bureaucrats, and they don't like integrity in our government system. They want the status quo. They perhaps don't believe in support in President Trump and what he's doing to make America safe again. So that's one of the reasons that what they're doing has so clouded their judgment that they don't recognize that every single day they don't necessarily, I think, grasp the severity of what they're doing. They're putting people's lives in danger because they have a dislike for what President Trump is doing. But they like things to stay the way that they are with no accountability, and we're holding them accountable.
Okay.